So I got to first say, assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Brother, you, tell us your name, brother.
My government name?
No, we want everything, man. You're not hiding from nobody.
So in the Muslim community, everybody knows me as Brother Hassan Abdul Nasar. Government-wise, Donald Stevens.
All right.
Advocate for Greater Washington Urban League, Black Father Blueprint Initiative.
You got it. And I'm going to bring that mic closer to it. Yeah.
We got to get over top of the music and the recording.
Yeah, there we go. Yes. And now you are a part of this fatherhood movement. You've been doing fatherhood for years. So I want to start with the new right now, right? We have this shirt says that fathers are not an option. What does that mean to you, brother?
It's not an option. So if we go back, I don't want to go into, my perception of the story of creation, but if you look at the yin and the yang and the yang represents the family unit. It's the balance that it all brings when the family is able to successfully come together with the mother and the father being present. So when you say fathers is not optional, you can't run a functional family without the father's influence.
Functional,
and,
yes.
A lot of times we feel like, we can do it on our own, or we pride ourselves in the single parent role, when in all actuality, you're barely surviving in that role.
Yes.
Or you come out of your natural element to fill a part of that role that comes unnatural to you. Women should be the main source of nurturing for our children.
Nurturing.
They shouldn't have to step out the role and be the masculine energy in the family, in the familiar unit.
Yes.
Therefore, they come out of their unnatural self to do something unnatural.
Wow.
So fathers, no, we're not optional.
Yes.
You need the father there.
Yes.
No matter what the discord may be between the mother and father, the father's presence is the most valuable present that you can present to a child, in my opinion.
You bring that understanding to the Greater Washington Urban League.
Yes.
For those men who are out there looking for community and looking for just like guidance, right? Mm-hmm. Why would you say this is a place to be? The Greater Washington Urban League Fatherhood Blueprint.
When I found out about the Black Fatherhood Blueprint Initiative, one of the biggest questions that I had for myself before becoming involved in it is how client-facing is it, or client-centered is it? Once I got to sit down and look at how the program was laid out, I realized that it's built solely around the client, right? And it's everything that client needs and wants to bring to the table. It's not that Greater Washington Urban League is coming to the table with the end-all, be-all answer, but they're looking and they're recognizing that these fathers are coming to them with the answer, with the tools already. Greater Washington Urban League is just the vehicle to help sharpen those tools, right? And add on to what the father already brings to the table.
You want to add on, okay?
Exactly.
And that's that whole blueprint so that you may know that you're not doing it by yourself, right? Can you tell us a father story that resonates to you?
Well, so we know that when we look at the black community, fathers get the negative stigma, the negative stereotype. When right now African Americans are leading fathers in involvement in post-education activities, they're leading fathers, they're leading in, it's going back to school, seeking out post-secondary education. So there's a lot of positive positive statistics that don't get highlighted for our fathers.
Okay.
We see it every day when we step outside.
Yes, sir.
We may see a father coming from what we may call struggle, but guess what? He's present.
Yes.
We see those fathers, no matter what their downfall, what their mishaps may be, they're still engaging with their kids. They're still picking them up from school. They might have a child with them standing in front of Target, but guess what? That child is with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that child could be somewhere totally different. Or that father can say, you know what, I'm not in the right position, so I'm going to distance myself away from my kid. Now he's having his kids with him.
Yeah.
So now what we have to do is show them the difference between how you should be living and how you think you should be living, right? With surviving and really actually living.
Yeah, that's deep.
So as a father, because you are a father, right?
Yeah.
When
I got a whole crew.
You got a whole crew. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna give this to you, right? Because that crew is your family, right? That crew. So can you give us an example how you became more when you accepted the role of being a father?
So I credit one or to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, but secondly to my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter, I just took her to college for first year at Thomas Jefferson last week.
All right. Congratulations.
17 years old,
Yes,
about to be 18 next week. But I tell her all the time, you made daddy into the man that he was, that he is today.
Unpack that for me, brother.
So, but in Islam, we know that you don't reach full maturity until 40 years of age. Anytime before that, you're still considered a youth. And I think men don't fully mature until that 40-year mark. At that 40-year mark, now we start looking for things to support our idea of what life is, or to support longevity or support our children. It's not about us. It's not about chasing our dreams. It's about laying foundation. And I've reached that level of maturity. I'm 42, but like I told my daughter at 25 when she was first born, I thought I was a man until I had the responsibility of taking care of a soul. That's something that's deep, right?
Yeah.
Like you got a living being that's looking for you for their breath, their water, their clothing, their security, their safety, everything. You are responsible for that entire being.
Yes.
And that's a level of selflessness that you're forced to realize and step out of.
Yes.
So that was my come to moment, the birth of my first daughter. But just being able to show her that I'm not only just a good father, but I'm all around good father, good husband, good Muslim. I needed her to see all of that. So it was because of my daughter that I took certain steps to break generational curses in my family, like being one of the first males to be married, right? To have a family and have kids not out of wedlock, but out of a union, like breaking that curse. It was, the birth of my daughter that helped me do that. So.
Love that, brother. And so as we look towards the next, we have more and more children not having the father, and that's why we're changing it with the Fatherhood Blueprint. Any words of inspiration, any words of power that you want to share so that our men know that they're not alone?
Let's speak into the mic, brother.
So yes, so if I had to tell the men anything, I'd say I'm 42 years old. I'm a child of incarcerated parents, both mother and father.
Wow.
Mother served, I was born in prison. My mother served 23 years on that sentence. My father just was released 3 years ago on the Compassionate Release Act after serving 30 years on a life sentence.
Wow.
But my father's presence never wavered. And that's because I had a grandmother that believed strongly in family unification. And she knew that the prison industrial complex was set out to break down families.
Yes.
And she made it her business to make sure that in my father's sentence that he never missed a visit, that the relationship between him and his son was never straight, that he participated in the things that society counted him out of.
Yeah.
So to this day, me and my father have a strong bond. So I always lead with the whole saying that presence is presence enough.
Yeah.
A lot of fathers, we base our worth on what we can provide financially.
Yeah, what can we buy?
What we can buy.
Yeah.
When in all actuality, children don't see that.
Yeah.
They see that man standing there. They don't see what you come with. You are the gift.
Yeah.
And just being present. So no matter what your situation may be, no matter what your financial situation may be, your living situation may be, don't shy away from being present in your children's life.
That blessing. Yeah. My brother, I want to thank you so much. I'm
Thank
loving
you.
that bracelet, man.
No
That
problem.
Fatherhood bracelet.
Yeah,
all
thanks.
right?
Give by GWUL.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
You got to get in and get yours.
Yep.
Peace and blessings, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.